Welcome to today's workshop. We are running Good to Great by Jim Collins through AI. Jim Collins and his research team spent 5 years studying 1,435 companies across 40 years of data to answer one question. Why do some companies make the leap from good to great and others don't? Only 11 companies made the cut. And the patterns Collins found were not what anyone expected. Today, you are going to take 5 of Collins's most powerful ideas and actually apply them to your work using AI. 5 ideas, 5 AI workflows, 1 good to great strategy summary you can use starting today. On the right side of the screen, you can see what's inside. Level 5, leadership, first, who, then what, the Hedgehog Concept, the Flywheel Effect, the Stockdale Paradox. By the end of this workshop, you will have a personalized good to great strategy summary, a framework you can use to evaluate your organization, your team, or your own leadership. Let's get into it. Here's how this workshop works. It is designed to run with any AI assistant, ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini. For each idea, you follow 3 steps. Learn the concept. This takes about 15 minutes. Copy the learn prompt into your AI tool. Explore the framework. Ask questions until you understand it. Apply it to your situation. This takes about 25 minutes. The AI becomes your coach and walks you through a guided exercise. At the end, it produces a short artifact you will use later. Reflect on what you discovered 5 minutes. The AI challenges your thinking and sharpens your takeaway. You can run this solo or facilitate it as a group workshop. The total time investment is about 2 to 3 hours. And at the end, you combine all 5 artifacts into your personalized good to great strategy summary. Let's start with idea 1. Idea 1, level 5 leadership. Collins identified 5 levels of leadership. Most leaders plateau at level 4, highly effective, but ego-driven. Level 5 leaders are different. They combine deep personal humility with intense professional will. They look out the window to credit others for success and in the mirror to take responsibility for failures. As Collins says, level 5 leaders channel their ego away from themselves and into the institution. When things go well, they look out the window. When things go poorly, they look in the mirror. On the right side, you can see the 3 tabs: learn, apply, reflect. Let me walk you through each one. The Learn tab teaches you the level 5 leadership framework before you apply it. It covers the 5 levels of the hierarchy, what distinguishes each level, and why level 5 is so rare. Copy this prompt into your AI tool. Have a real conversation with it. Ask questions, go deep. When you understand the concepts, come back and move to the Apply tab. The Apply tab is where you build your actual output. The AI takes the role of a leadership coach and guides you through a self-assessment against Collins's 5 levels. You will work through a structured exercise, honestly evaluating where you are today and what level 5 would look like for you. At the end, the AI captures your output as a titled artifact. This becomes one piece of your final strategy summary. The Reflect tab challenges your thinking. It asks tough questions about your ego, your willingness to share credit, and where ambition serves you versus where it holds you back. Be honest with yourself. That is where the growth happens. When you are done, move to idea 2. Idea 2, first who, then what. Collins found that great companies did not start by setting a new direction, then getting people for the journey. They started by getting the right people on the bus, the wrong people off the bus, and the right people in the right seats. Then they figured out where to drive it. The idea challenges everything we believe about visionary leadership. Strategy comes second. People come first. As Collins puts it, if you have the right people on the bus, the problem of how to motivate and manage people largely goes away. The right people don't need to be tightly managed or fired up. They will be self-motivated by the inner drive to produce the best results. On the right side, learn, apply, reflect. Let me walk you through each one. The Learn tab teaches you the first who, then what framework. It covers why people decisions matter more than strategy decisions, how to evaluate whether you have the right people, and what the comparison companies got wrong. Copy this prompt into your AI tool. Explore the framework, ask questions until it clicks. When you understand the concepts, come back and move to the Apply tab. The Apply tab is where you build your actual output. The AI guides you through evaluating your current team or organization against Collins's framework. You will map out who is on your bus, whether they are in the right seats, and where you have gaps. At the end, the AI captures your output as a titled artifact. This becomes one piece of your final strategy summary. The Reflect tab challenges your thinking. It asks whether you are making people decisions based on courage or convenience, and where you are tolerating the wrong people because it feels easier. Be honest with yourself. That is where the growth happens. When you are done, move to idea 3. Idea 3, the Hedgehog Concept. Collins borrowed from Isaiah Berlin's essay. The fox knows many things, but the hedgehog knows one big thing. Great companies operate at the intersection of 3 circles. What are you deeply passionate about? What can you be the best in the world at? And what drives your economic engine? The companies that went from good to great found their hedgehog concept and then had the discipline to stay within it. As Collins puts it, the hedgehog concept is not a goal to be the best. It is an understanding of what you can be the best at. The distinction is absolutely crucial. On the right side, learn, apply, reflect. Let me walk you through each one. The Learn tab teaches you the 3 circles of the hedgehog concept. It covers how to identify your intersection, why most organizations spread themselves too thin, and how the comparison companies failed to find their hedgehog. Copy this prompt into your AI tool. Explore the framework deeply. When you understand the concepts, come back and move to the Apply tab. The Apply tab is where you build your actual output. The AI guides you through mapping your own 3 circles: passion, best in world capability, and economic engine. You will work through a structured exercise to find where they intersect or discover where you have gaps. At the end, the AI captures your output as a titled artifact. This becomes one piece of your final strategy summary. The Reflect tab challenges your thinking. It asks whether you are chasing opportunities outside your hedgehog and whether you have the discipline to say no to things that don't fit. Be honest with yourself. That is where the growth happens. When you are done, move to idea 4. Idea 4, the Flywheel Effect. Collins found that the good to great transformations never happened in one dramatic moment. There was no single defining action, no grand program, no killer innovation. Instead, it was like pushing a giant heavy flywheel, one turn at a time, each push building on the last, until at some point the momentum itself becomes almost unstoppable. The comparison companies tried the opposite. They looked for the one big thing, the miracle moment, the revolution. Collins calls this the doom loop. As Collins says, no matter how dramatic the end result, the good to great transformations never happened in one fell swoop. On the right side, learn, apply, reflect. The Learn tab teaches you the flywheel versus the doom loop. It covers why consistent compounding beats dramatic transformation, how to identify your flywheel, and what causes companies to fall into the doom loop. Copy this prompt into your AI tool. Explore the framework. When you understand the concepts, come back and move to the Apply tab. The Apply tab is where you build your actual output. The AI guides you through mapping your own flywheel, identifying the key turns, and figuring out where momentum is building or stalling. You will design your flywheel step by step and identify the one turn that would create the most momentum right now. At the end, the AI captures your output as a titled artifact. This becomes one piece of your final strategy summary. The Reflect tab challenges your thinking. It asks whether you are building momentum patiently or falling into the doom loop of chasing the next big thing. Be honest with yourself. That is where the growth happens. When you are done, move to idea 5. Idea 5, The Stockdale Paradox, named after Admiral Jim Stockdale, the highest-ranking military officer in the Hanoi Hilton prisoner of war camp. Stockdale survived 8 years of torture. When Collins asked him who didn't make it out, Stockdale said, "The optimists. The ones who said we'll be out by Christmas. Christmas would come and go, then Easter, then the next Christmas, and they died of a broken heart. The paradox is this: you must maintain unwavering faith that you will prevail in the end. And at the same time, have the discipline to confront the most brutal facts of your current reality. On the right side, learn, apply, reflect." The Learn tab teaches you the Stockdale Paradox framework. It covers the difference between optimism and faith, why confronting brutal facts is a strength, not a weakness, and how great companies institutionalize this discipline. Copy this prompt into your AI tool. This one gets personal. Go deep. When you understand the concepts, come back and move to the Apply tab. The Apply tab is where you build your actual output. The AI guides you through identifying the brutal facts you might be avoiding and pairing them with the unwavering faith in your long-term vision. This is often the most powerful exercise in the workshop. It forces you to be honest about what is really happening. At the end, the AI captures your output as a titled artifact. This becomes the final piece of your strategy summary. The Reflect tab challenges your thinking one last time. It asks what brutal facts you have been avoiding and whether your faith is grounded in reality or in hope. Be honest with yourself. This is the exercise that separates good from great. When you are done, you have completed all 5 ideas. Scroll down to build your final strategy summary. If you are running this as a group workshop, use the timer to keep the session moving. Each idea takes about 45 minutes. The full workshop runs about 2 to 3 hours. Here are discussion questions you can use if you are running this with a team. Which of the 5 ideas challenged your assumptions the most? Where did you see the biggest gap between where you are and where you could be? What would level 5 leadership look like in your organization? Where is your Hedgehog concept? And are you staying within it? What brutal facts are you avoiding right now? These questions work in small groups or as a full team debrief after the workshop. You have completed the Good to Great workshop. You now have 5 artifacts, 1 from each idea. Combine them into your personalized Good to Great strategy summary. You can customize the summary, add your own notes, and download it as a reference you can use anytime. This workshop is one of 375 in your Rune It For Me library. Each one follows the same format. Pick a book, run the ideas through AI, build something real. Thank you for running this workshop. I will see you in the next one.